The movie opens up showing you an Australian party where a professor is called on the stage for a speech. The professor says a poem about rabbits and bears. The people feel weird and the lady who called him asks him to go back to his seat. She was shocked as the people at the party was not liking it. Welcome to Review Recapped. Appreciate our efforts by subscribing and turning on the notifications, please. It means a lot. Spoilers ahead. Enjoy. When the lady stops the professor, he cuts her finger. The lady starts screaming in pain and the people start leaving from the hall. The professor was wrapping her finger into tissue and a policeman asks the professor to surrender. The professor doesn't obey him and the officer shoots him. The professor was dying and was trying to hold the phone that was nearby. Later, a salesman is shown named Elliot who is about to marry soon. But his boss terminates him when he goes to the office. He says our customers are not satisfied with you. That's why we can't stop you at this job, and Elliot's brother is also his responsibility and he is a psychopath. Elliot spends a lot of money on his treatment. Now he has lost his job and was worried about how he will do his brother's treatment. There is a danger for his brother that he may be sent to the mental institute. Later, he goes to his father and asks for help, but his father never takes responsibility. This time, he says he has lost his retirement fund so he can't help them. Elliot also has a fiancée with whom he is about to marry. And he likes her. He has so many responsibilities and has lost his job. He is shown in the car in the next scene where he is worried because of his circumstances. A fly was irritating him for a long time in the car, then he receives a call on his phone. The man says, "Don't worry, we have a game show for you. You will become rich if you will participate in this game. For this, you have to do some tasks," and Elliot was thinking this man was a scammer. Elliot hears the man was telling him about the incidents that happened in his life. The man tells him about the important events that happened to him since his childhood. He also tells him how his mother got into an accident. Further, he tells him a fly was irritating him a short time ago. It is still in your car, and Elliot stops the car and sees here and there that a man is spying on him. There was none around and the man says, "The fly who is teasing you. If you will lend it $1,000 will be transferred into your account." He immediately ends that fly, because it wasn't difficult. Then he receives a notification on his phone that $1,000 had been transferred into his account. He gets off the car and sees here and they're being surprised. He was seeing, "Is there a man?" But there was none around. The man says, "If you will eat this fly you will be given more dollars." Later we see Elliot, who was worried and needs money, does to his apartment and sees his account details on the computer. He was told there that $1,000 are transferred into his account. That's why he needs money, so he can even eat that fly for getting more money. Elliot is shown eating the fly in the next scene, then he receives a call and the man congratulates him that he has completed the second task, and he says, "Soon you will have money in your account." It happens the same amount according to his task, the amount was transferred. Elliot asks the man, "Can you follow me even in my house? Can you see me? What am I doing?" He says, "Yes, I can see you and follow you," and says you can also get your privacy back when you will finish or quit this game. The man tells him the game rules and says, "You have completed 2 tasks. Now you have 11 tasks left. If you want to play this game you will be given a huge reward for each task. If you will not complete even a single task the money will be taken back from you. Maybe you will not be having even a single pie." The second rule he tells is that you will not tell anyone about this game. He says, "If you want to play the game, so say with me, I will dance with the golden dog." Elliot says the same, and now he was selected as a contestant. Elliot is shown waiting for the call and receives the call, and he tells your next task is for $5,000. Your task is to make any kid weep. Elliot thinks this is an easy task and he was searching for the kids nearby. He sees a girl who is running toward him and he gives to her and says, "Your parents will leave you soon. They will leave you in an orphan house." The girl starts weeping and Elliot's acting was also superb here. The girl goes to her parents to tell them, and Elliot's reward was transferred to his account. Now he was about to escape because he knows the girl will tell her parents. Then her parents will come to him, and then he is shown leaving while driving the car. The parents of the girl were also scolding her for saying this. Elliot goes to the church for receiving his father in the next scene, where he receives a call and the man tells him his next challenge. He asks him to set the nativity scene on fire in the church that is made by the blind kids, and he takes it outside and burns it. The church is also set on fire, and all this mistakenly. Elliot brings his family out immediately and rings the fire alarm there. $10,000 were transferred into his account as a reward for this task. The girl is shown with her parents, who have reached the police station to report Elliot. Now he was given the task to chase a homeless person to steal his clothes, and Elliot does the same, chases him and steals his clothes. The girl was with her parents at the police station, and this homeless person also arrives. The officer was told everything, and then Elliot's sketch was made. The police discover the man who set the church on fire, make the girl cry and steal this man's clothes is the same person. Now Elliot is at his 6th task. He was tasked with taking a man to coffee from his apartment. He takes this task easily, but when he goes to the apartment he discovers it wasn't an easy task because the man with whom he has to go for a coffee was dead in the bathtub. He needs money, so he dressed up the man and takes him to the restaurant. The waitress was also shocked as the man wasn't moving. Elliot has covered his face with a hat, that's why no one suspects him, and the problem creates when the police arrive at the restaurant. Elliot was given a specific time and he has to place the coffee in front of him. The time was passing, but Elliot places the coffee on his table at the last moment. His task was completed, but now he got into a new problem. The police were arguing with him. As the argument increases, Elliot comes out of the restaurant. The man calls him and he becomes inspired by his skills. Due to it, he was shifted to the 8th level from 6th. Then he remembers he has forgotten his library card in the restaurant. They can trace Elliot easily because of it. If he will complete all his challenges, the man who is giving him tasks will release him. At that time, he will have a lot of money and he will sort out all of his problems. So it is compulsory to complete all the challenges to make himself free. Later, a bus is shown taking Elliot to an unknown place. The policeman who has got Elliot's library card shows this to his detector. The detector sees a man talking to the waitress outside the police office. He asks the waitress, "What is that man asking you?" In the next scene we see that the waitress tells him he was asking about Elliot, and the detector chases the man. The man tells the detector that he is investigating this game, the game which Elliot is playing, and many people have played this but their end wasn't good. Even the man who is making them play this game, there isn't any information about him. Elliot is shown who is taken into a room. There he meets a boy from his school named John. His next task was told there that he has to cut that boy's arm. He used to bully Elliot in high school, but Elliot was hesitating to attack his arm. The boy wants Elliot to attack his arm. When Elliot wasn't attacking, he makes him remember everything when he teased him, and then he attacks his arm. He takes him to the hospital and he was given $250,000 for this task. He was going to the practice dinner for his wedding and he was given the task to ruin this dinner. Elliot was ruining the party and breaking the things. His fiancée thinks maybe he is doing this to save his brother. Actually, he was doing this to complete the challenge, and after it, he runs from there. His next challenge was to surrender himself. He returns to the party and was caught. During his interview at the police station, the officer shows him his tasks. He shows him some pictures and says, "You have done all this," but many things weren't done by him. Then he discovers there is someone else who is playing this game. He is also given weird tasks. When the officer leaves and there wasn't anyone around him, he breaks the jail and uses his piece as a weapon, and while escaping he falls into a dustbin. His phone gets lost in it. Now he doesn't have his phone with which he can contact the game person. He sees a homeless lady on the way and thinks maybe the man who is making him play the game has sent her. The detective is shown who meets a man who tells him that his wife has played this game. Since then, Vogler is searching for this game's owner. He is searching for the man who is making everyone play this game. In the end, he ends them. Elliot meets the lady and she tells him about his next mission. She tells him that he has to hang clothes on a string, and Elliot thinks this is an easy task. He ties a string to hang the clothes and then discovers it passes from the road and sees many youngsters on the roadside. They were about to cross the road. He knows when the bikers will pass by the string their necks will be separated. They are at a high speed and can't stop the bike. They can't even see the string and they will die. Elliot doesn't want this and he removes the string at the main time. With it, the youngsters were saved. Then he sees another man playing this game at a distance on the road. He has also placed a string in between the road. Now they escaped from him, but moving forward they died. Seeing their dead bodies, Elliot stops this game. He also chases the second player to stop him to play this game, and the man sits in a van and moves far from Elliot, but he was chasing him and then receives a call. The initiator was on the call and tells him that your last mission is the same. You have to end one member of your family. Elliot throws the phone out of his car because he can't continue this mission. After throwing the phone, he was chasing the car in which the second member of this game was. Surprisingly, the car stops in front of his house and sees his father sitting in the living room. His psychopath brother was in the washroom and he makes them stand together. Then he sees who is playing this game, and Elliot discovers that Michael was playing this game. He is about to end his father to complete his last task. They get shocked when their father tells them that he has played this game many years ago. He has ended their mother to win the last task. Elliot starts weeping hearing this and now was ready to end his father. Does he want to give him the punishment for what he has done? Their father ends and dies, so they will not win the game. Elliot wants to end this game and doesn't want to end his brother. He was leaving the living room, but his brother Michael wants to end him. He wants to win the game at any cost. He points a gun at him and was about to shoot him, but Elliot stops him. In all this, Elliot shoots, and Michael falls to the ground. He wants to win the game while dying, and Michael was about to end Elliot with a knife. He dies, and Elliot, who has completed the last task of the game, has won. Now he moves out of the house with a damaged leg, and the detective sees him. Here we discover the detective was also playing this game. Even he has ended Vogler. Because he was finding the game owner. He has ended him and burns all the proof. Then he has come here to burn Elliot's father and his brother. So they will be burnt and no proof will be left. He was doing his task, and then Elliot arrives and shoots the detective. In the end we see that Elliot is calling his fiancée. He tells her he is fine, and she tells him that she has received a call from a strange man. He has asked her to eat a fly. Elliot gets shocked hearing this, and before he says something to the girl that it isn't good for her. Don't play this game. Before this, the girl says, I have ignored this man's request. Elliot becomes relaxed that she is not mad like him. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.